Hi everybody, I'm Chef Tucker, and tonight I want to show you guys how to make one of my personal favorite soups. Very simple, cauliflower and gorgonzola. So, it's a soup. There's not much to it. There's not much concentration, not much thinking, just a little bit of knife work and a little bit of simmering. So let's get started. All right, so in our pot, we're going to add just a little bit of oil, just to make sure things don't stick to the bottom. We're going to put our pan on about a medium-high heat. We don't want this to go too hard, too fast, because cauliflower, gorgonzola, and it's cream-based soup, so we don't want a whole lot of color in it. We want it to be nice, white, creamy, beautiful, inviting, like a snow-covered day with blue cheese. Do with that what you will. All right, so we're going to throw our onions in the pot just to get it going, and all we're going to do is sweat these down. All right, once we've got our onions to get a little bit translucent, we've finished the sweating process, we're going to go ahead and add our garlic. And as always, we're just going to go until that's aromatic, because that's going to tell us when it's ready for the next step. Now that your garlic is aromatic, we're going to go ahead and add our cauliflower. Now for this recipe, I like to use frozen cauliflower. Fresh if I can buy it at a good price, but the frozen cauliflower is packaged par cooked, which means it's already almost done. And the freezing process also helps break it down a little bit, so it means less time that we're going to have to stand over the pot and actually let it work. So use fresh or frozen, whichever you find, whichever you most are comfortable with. But there is no wrong answer here. But frozen gets it done faster. Now when the pan starts coming back up to heat, that's when you're going to add your chicken broth, your chicken stock, your bouillon, whatever you got, into the pot. And that's where we're going to bring it back up to a boil and then lower it down to a simmer, just so all of the vegetables start breaking down. All right, now that we're at a boil, we're going to lower the heat, take it down to a simmer, add our thyme, and just let it cook till all the vegetables are tender. So once your soup has cooked for a few minutes, simmered away, and all the vegetables have gotten nice and soft, you're going to have to puree it all. Now you can use a hand blender like I've got right here, or you can use a typical standard kitchen top blender. Just be careful because this is hot. You can let it cool down a little bit before you put it in there if you want, but exercise caution when mixing blenders with heat. And after you have everything pureed, that's when you're going to add your roux. Now, if you need to know what a roux is, how to make a roux, or anything like that, go ahead and check out my video. I got that online too, so I'm here to help you. And all we're looking for is for it to come together and be nice and smooth and consistent, not too thick. We're not trying to make a porridge here, but just go ahead and keep whisking until everything is incorporated and the roux is dissolved. It only takes a minute or two for that roux to activate. And you'll see it start to thicken up on you. Then we're just going to go ahead and hit it with just a nice light splash of cream. And then once it's at a simmer, we're going to add our gorgonzola. Now what the gorgonzola is going to do is it's going to add that nice gorgonzola blue cheese flavor to it. But gorgonzola has a very creamy texture by comparison to other cheese. But it'll help make the soup a little bit more creamy, more velvety, a little bit lighter and smoother. And one of the reasons I use gorgonzola in this recipe is because gorgonzola is much milder, especially when it comes to the sharpness compared to blue cheese. But you could use gorgonzola, you could use blue cheese, you could use cream cheese if you wanted, you could use goat cheese, you could use Boursin. Any of the creamy, soft cheeses will get you where you're looking for. And as always, the last thing you're going to do before you eat is you just finish it up with just a little bit of salt and pepper, just to regulate your seasonings, make sure it's coming out the way you're looking for it. Then the only thing you got left to do is plate it up and eat. So I'll see you guys in just a second. And there you go, guys. Cauliflower gorgonzola soup. Again, it's not difficult. It's a soup. It's meant to be simple, meant to have just as few steps as possible, and it's meant to be enjoyed. This one's a little bit on the higher scale than just a vegetable or chicken noodle soup, but it's one of my favorites, so I felt like I'd share it with you. Let's go ahead and give it a taste. Make sure we're in the right ballpark. It's light, it's creamy, it's velvety, it's got a nice flavor from the onions, which you can use a shallot if you want and be fancy. The cauliflower comes through beautifully. The cream, the roux, the gorgonzola, it all just becomes smooth velvetiness and happiness. Absolutely wonderful for a winter day, soup season, anytime like that, or anytime you just get a hankering for just cauliflower, I guess. And just remember, the gorgonzola is a little bit lighter, but you could use another cheese in its place. But it has a nice little creaminess, velvetiness, a little bit of a bite from the blue in it. But it is absolutely wonderful. Hope you guys get to try it too. And if you like it, make sure you hit the like, share, comment, subscribe. You know the drill, all that great stuff. It helps me grow, and I do appreciate it. And as always, thanks for cooking with me.